Hello and welcome to SPA TV. I'm Michael Kerrisk. I'm the Communications and Marketing Manager at Speech Pathology Australia. Today in our studios we have Maree Doble, one of the most recently elected Board of Directors. Maree, welcome to SPA TV. Can you give us an idea about why you chose to be elected as a director and what you do as a speech pathologist when you're not being a director?
Yeah, I'm an academic at the University of Sydney, and I've been in that role for about 6 years now. And prior to that, I worked across a number of sectors in paediatrics, and my specialty is hearing impairment, cochlear implants, and oral education. I particularly became interested in being a director of Speech Pathology Australia. Well, it was largely to give back to my profession. It's really served me very well, but I have to say I didn't really understand what SPA did for me as a member of Speech Pathology Australia until I started working at Sydney University 6 years ago. At that time I was asked to implement CBOS 2014 through some of the final assessment tasks of our final year students, and I was also involved with the accreditation process for Sydney University at the time. And it made me really understand the work that Speech Pathology Australia does do and has done to ensure that our profession is strong and that our graduate entry-level students are of a high quality, and that's something I'm really proud of and was an impetus to me actually giving back to the profession.
Maree, this weekend the board will be setting the budget for the 2019 calendar year. Can you give us an idea of what the priorities will be in that budget and what we can expect to see in it?
Yeah, so this is my first budgetary meeting, and it's been a tsunami of board papers for this particular board meeting, and a great learning experience. Certainly reviewing the financial papers, one of the priorities that really jumps out for me is really putting those funds towards our strategic imperatives. We have a number of local and national and certainly some international strategies that we want to put in place. It's a really bold strategic plan as well, so it's really important, given that it was put together in consultation with our members, that we have funds that are directed in a way that allows that strategic plan to continue to be rolled out in the way that it has been, and maybe look at some of those areas where we need to catch up a little bit as well.
Maree, the membership of Speech Pathology Australia has just passed 9,000, which is a record and the first time that has happened. Can you give us an idea about why you think our membership is rising and what we can further do to make sure that we continue to attract more members to the association?
I think with the change in funding available to families, such as the National Disability Insurance Scheme, families are now have access to funds, I guess, in a different way in which I guess they used to when I first graduated. So now we're seeing that if speech pathologists wish to provide services to those clients, they need to actually be a member of Speech Pathology Australia. So I think what we're seeing, while it's wonderful to see the growth in membership that we have, we're seeing, I guess, a sense of obligation as well to be a member of Speech Pathology Australia. And I'm not sure that all of our members really know what Speech Pathology Australia does, or that what the value is in the membership. And certainly I can say that because I was one of those members some time ago. So I think that it's about informing our members a little bit more about what we do, maybe in different ways than we currently do, and probably something that we need to look at. The other thing that I would love to see is that there's a lot of speech pathologists of my vintage, so that's 28 years out now, who have not lost contact with the profession, but certainly contact with our association. And they are a really incredible group of speech pathologists that I would love to see Speech Pathology Australia engage with, so that they begin to understand, or have some understanding potentially, of the value of the membership and what the association does for the profession. I think we have a really valuable resource in people who are still practicing and are 30 years out, that we may not be engaging with or necessarily utilising as well as we might.